بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. Indeed, all praises due to Allah, and may peace and blessings be upon His Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Without any further delay, because the night is at the moment is late, and this is one of the nights of Ramadan, and believe it or not, tonight is the 15th night, was already finished. So, coming to the 15th day tomorrow, and we've got only 15 nights maximum, or it could be 14 nights left, and Ramadan is left. And he who worships Ramadan, then Ramadan is about to die. But he who worships Allah the Almighty, then Allah does not die. For the person, he needs to know that this is the month for you to train yourself, and this is the month that should be a start for a good deeds coming. If any person, he speaks to himself, as soon as Ramadan is finished, I'm going to go back to my old habits, then he had guaranteed the hellfire. And he also guaranteed for himself that his deed will not be accepted. And for the person who had fasted the month of Ramadan, and he talks to himself that he will be obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he guaranteed paradise. These are not my words. Those are the words of Ka'b ibn Malik, saying that the person needs to be consistent upon the khayr, as the Prophet ﷺ never specified a particular day with the ibadah. When Aisha was asked, did the Prophet of Allah specify a particular day with ibadah? She said, no, كَانَ عَمَلُهُ دِيمًا. His deeds was to be consistent and continuous. And that is why we need to worship Allah only in the month of Ramadan, or recite the Quran in the month of Ramadan, or put the hijab in the month of Ramadan, or pray the jama'ah in the month of Ramadan. Then after the month of Ramadan, everybody's gone back to his old habits. One of the great scholars, Imam Ash-Shibli, scholars of the Salaf al-Salih, was asked, which is better, Rajab or Sha'ban? He said, don't be Rajabi and don't be Sha'bani. Be Rabbani. Not the one in Afghanistan. No, Rabbani means belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't be Rajabi, don't be Sha'bani, but be Rabbani. And I say don't be Ramadani. Person is not just to worship Allah in a particular month and then leave Him on the following month. And that is why when Bishr al-Hafi was asked, those people who recognize their ibadah and strive very well in his ibadah, in the month of Ramadan and after the month of Ramadan, he does not do so. He said, Bits al-qawl. What a loser they are, those people. They only recognize their Lord only in the month of Ramadan. And we could see, alhamdulillah, how the masajid now follow the people in the month of Ramadan. But yet, as soon as the month is finished, not to say even when the month itself goes forward, we find the number is decreasing. But Allah, we need to have istiqamah, and we have to have consistency. One of the great companions, Sufyan ibn Abdullah al-Thaqafi, came to the Prophet ﷺ. He said, Messenger of Allah, tell me something into Islam that I will not ask anyone else after you. I will not ask anyone else beside you. He said, قُلْ أَمَنْتُ بِاللَّهِ ثُمَّ اسْتَقِمْ. Say that I believe in Allah, then be on the straight path. So, al-istiqamah. Al-istiqamah is to stay upon the haqq. And that is why the Prophet ﷺ used to say, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-hawri ba'da al-kawr. I seek refuge in you, Lord, that is to go to kufr after the deen, to go to disbelief after the iman. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-hawri ba'da al-kawr. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-hawr ba'da al-kawr. And also used to say, Allahumma, O Lord, increase me, ij'al al-hayata ziyadatan li fi kulli khayr. Make this life to be increase in every good thing. And that is why the Prophet of Allah is telling us, always ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be steadfast. Steadfast. That is the sign of your ibadah being accepted. For you're being keen to make ibadah, mashallah, good. But be keen as well to make sure that your ibadah is accepted. How many people have made ibadah and then they lost it? Why? It's not because they haven't done all the pillars and all the wajibat and obligatories, and they made sure that they will not do the invalidators. No, they've done all of that. But their ibadah was not wholeheartedly. It was done for something else. It was done for the sake of maybe showing off. It was done, it's actually abstaining from the, as we say, materialistic invalidators, but they never thought about the spiritual invalidators. So make sure your ibadah is accepted. From the signs that your ibadah is accepted, ibadah Allah, is that you follow the ta'ah with the ta'ah. So after the month of Ramadan, be careful to be what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spoke about. وَلَا تَكُونُوا كَالَّتِي نَقَضَتْ غَزْلَهَا مِنْ بَعْدِ قُوَّةٍ أَنْكَاثًا. Don't be like that woman who had unraveled her thread after she made it. She had made and she spun and she knitted her thread, everything. Then after that, she had unraveled it. Some of the people, they come to their ibadah of theirs, and with their own axe, with their own shivel, with their own chisel, with their own hammer, they come to destroy their ibadah afterwards. So from the signs that your ibadah is accepted, as soon as you finish the month of Ramadan, follow it with the 6 days of Shawwal. He who fasts the month of Ramadan, then follows it up with 6 days of Shawwal, is like he fasted the entire year. Being that Hasanah can receive a minimum of 10 times. Ramadan will receive 10 times. That's 10 Ramadans, 10 months. And 6 days multiplied by 10, that's 60 days. So 2 months plus 12 months, 10 months plus 12 months. So Ramadan followed by 6 days of Shawwal, then makes it the entire year. So this is one of the signs that the person, ibadah, his siyam, is going to be accepted inshallah. So you ask of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept our ibadah. From the things that I will as well talk about, it is very important as well that the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can be gained through so many things. In this month, can be gained by the siyam, can be gained by the qiyam, and can be gained as well by other things, which are very important things. There's some people from Bahrain came to pay a visit to the Prophet ﷺ, and Bahrain is a tiny island, not far away from Saudi Arabia, close to Qatar. And you know what happened now between Bahrain plus Saudi Arabia plus Egypt plus Emirates against Qatar. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala unite them inshallah. Bahrain is the first country that had the first Jumu'ah after the Jumu'ah was established in the Masjid of the Prophet ﷺ. A village called Juwatha, and the masjid called Masjid Abdul Qais. First Jumu'ah was done after the Jumu'ah. The Prophet of Allah was in that masjid. These people used to be known for their love and extra love of the Prophet of Allah. When they came, the Prophet of Allah called for wudu, to make wudu. He made the wudu in the pot. Some left in the pot. Straight away, they went to the pot and they drank it. And then, whatever water goes into the sand, they will start to rub their faces and their chests with it. So the Prophet ﷺ, he said to them, "What made you do this?" He said, "Messenger of Allah, the love of you. And we hope that Allah will love us for our love to you." Look at that. We've done that because we love you. لَعَلَّ اللَّهَ يُحِبُّنَا. Allah, maybe He will love us because we love you. He said, إِذَا أَرَدْتُمْ أَنْ يُحِبَّكُمُ اللَّهُ وَرَسُولُهُ. If you want Allah and His Messenger to love you, there are the following things. Make sure you observe these following things. صدق الحديث وأداء الأمانة وحسن الجوار فإن أذى الجار يمحو الحسنات كما يمحو أو تمحو الشمس الجليد. Number 1, be truthful you say. Number 2, fulfill your amana. And number 3, good to your neighbors. For verily, the harm of the neighbor would remove your hasanat, just like the sun would remove the ice. Those 3 things and gaining the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, these people, they were drinking the wudu of the Prophet of Allah. This is the dating of the Sahaba. Sahaba used to kiss the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's hand. The companions would love to kiss the hand of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And also the companions, they used to take the wudu of the Prophet of Allah. Not only that, if there's nothing left from the wudu of the Prophet of Allah, nothing to take from his limb, they will take from his partner's limb. You got any water left in your hand? And you take it, and he will rub his hand, rub his face and his chest. They love the Prophet of Allah. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's items are specific to him. It's called tabarruk. Now, we find Sulaim radiallahu anha, the mother of Anas. And Sulaim, she is the maternal aunt in fostering to the Prophet of Allah. She was the sister, the mother of the Prophet of Allah through fostering, through suckling milk. They drank from one mother. So that's why the Prophet of Allah used to use as a mahram. He's her mahram. He used to go to her house and have a nap in the afternoon. Hot. He goes to the mattress, sleeps. While he sleeps, he sweats. So she comes to the mattress from underneath the Prophet of Allah and she starts to squeeze that mattress, squeeze the sweat out, and she's putting it in a bottle. Prophet of Allah woke up terrified. What are you doing, Suhaib? Messenger of Allah, I'm taking his sweat, mixing it with the perfume, giving it to the children. Well done. Prophet of Allah approved that. Anas, he said, because there's some of that perfume, which is mixed with the sweat of the Prophet of Allah, he went into the shroud of Anas himself. So he put it in the shroud, which he's going to be shrouded with when he died. It had the sweat of the Prophet ﷺ, tabarrukan. Prophet ﷺ is special. His sweat, his hair, he used to cut it. He doesn't throw it in the bin. He gives it to the companions. But this is only for the Prophet. No other Prophet, no other righteous people, no has this right except for the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He is the one who can make tabarruk. But now, we don't have his items. We don't have his sweat. Well, some of the people claim this is the hair of the Prophet of Allah. You must have seen some video clips as well about that. But we don't know. Can't verify it's for the Prophet of Allah or not. So nothing left from his items, but we have his love. The love of his tabarruk. Following his sunnah. Tabarruk. So we follow his sunnah. We love the Prophet of Allah. We ask Allah to forgive us through our love to our Prophet. But we don't say, Allahumma inni as'aluka bijahika or bijahi Muhammad, bijahi nabiyyika. No. I don't ask, oh Lord, I ask you for the intercession through the rank of Muhammad to you. No. I will ask Allah to forgive me through the love of me to Muhammad. That's a deed. I love the Prophet of Allah. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. When you love the Prophet of Allah, you make sure you adhere to what he says. When you love the Prophet of Allah, at least you dress up close to the Prophet of Allah. But if your hair is jumping like a bush, almost reaching the ceiling, and it's a competition between your youth, and you say you love the Prophet of Allah, I have a doubt about that. If you have a t-shirt, it's got Michael Jackson, you say that I love the Prophet of Allah, I have a doubt about that. If a person got stubbed here and stubbed there and one there and God knows where everywhere as well, and you say I love the Prophet of Allah, it doesn't work like this. If you love the Prophet of Allah, you look like the Prophet of Allah. So the person who loves the Prophet ﷺ, he would love him and he would do everything. Look at that, companions, while they were behind the Messenger of Allah, they are in the prayer. Find the Prophet of Allah taking his shoe. Every person of them saw the Prophet of Allah taking his shoe, they take the shoe as one of the prayer. They think it's part of the prayer now. So Allahu Akbar and take your shoes off. They did that. They love the Prophet of Allah. Look at Allah ibn Umar. Goes to the tree where the Prophet of Allah used to urinate. He urinates in the same tree. Look at Muhammad used to put his t-shirt like that. Why are you doing like this? Said, I saw the Prophet of Allah doing the same thing. They love the Prophet of Allah. These are the people. But you claim to love the Prophet of Allah, just name Muhammad and Fatima and Aisha. Yet you are nothing, even looking like a Muslim. And this is the time, inshallah, to return back to the deen. So, he said, verily, you've done very well. But remember, the better thing that you do, you want to gain the love of Allah and His Messenger, you want Allah and His Messenger to love you, then do the following. Before I go and describe these following three things, I would like to tell the brothers, tabarruk with wiping things is not allowed, except wiping the Rukn al-Yaman and the Hajar al-Aswad. Wiping the corners of the Rukn al-Yaman and the Hajar al-Aswad, that is while we're making the tawaf. So it's not just I want to go and kiss the Hajar and go back. No, no, no. While you're rotating, the kissing of the Hajar. So it's not kissing the Hajar on its own. You have to go and rotate 7 rounds. Within those 7 rounds, while you reach that, you could kiss the Hajar, the black stone. You could wipe with your hand, your right hand, الركن اليمان. فإن مسح الركن اليمان والحجر الأسود يحطان من الخطايا حطا. They will decrease from your sins. Nothing else but to go into all the walls of the Kaaba, wax and wipe and wax and wipe. It's not what people do in car wash here. People who do wax and wipe everything. Whatever. And they've got maybe some of them scissors trying to cut some of that cloth. Take it as a souvenir at home from the Kaaba. That's the Yakhi Shirk. That thing is being made by Saudi Arabia, by the way. Nothing to do with the Prophet ﷺ. So some of these people, they have nothing except for doing shirk even in the Kaaba itself. Coming back. So, verily, Prophet ﷺ, he said, the 3 things. Sidq al-hadith. Truthfully speech. Some people, subhanAllah, you don't know when they're going to say the truth. He's always a lie. And the Prophet of Allah, he said, verily, as-sidqu yahdi ila al-birr. Keep to the sidq, truthfulness. For truthfulness take you to righteousness. وَإِنَّ الْبِرَّ يَهْدِي إِلَى الْجَنَّةِ. And birr will take you to Jannah. وَإِنَّ الرَّجُلَ لَا يَصْدُقُ وَيَتَحَرَّى الصِّدْقِ. And the person saying the truth, and he strives his best to say the truth, حَتَّى يُكْتَبَ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ صِدِّيقًا. Until he will be recorded with Allah to be Siddiq, like Abu Bakr, Siddiq. As-Siddiq al-Akbar, Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. And the person lies. And the Prophet said, إِيَّاكُمْ وَالْكَذِبِ. Be aware of lying. فَإِنَّ الْكَذِبَ يَهْدِي إِلَى الْفُجُورِ. It will take you to mischief. Mischief will lead you to the hellfire. And the person lies and keeps lying and persists to lie until he will be recorded with Allah. كذاب, a liar. كُونُوا مَعَ الصَّادِقِينَ. Allah says, be with the truthful ones. The ones whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he had praised in his book, and the Prophet he praised in his sunnah. Sidq in everything. Yes, lying is haram, especially when you lie against Allah Azza wa Jalla. وَلَا تَقُولُوا لِمَا تَصِفُ أَلْسِنَتُكُمُ الْكَذِبِ هَذَا حَلَالٌ وَهَذَا حَرَامٌ لِتَفْتَرُوا عَلَى اللَّهِ الْكَذِبِ إِنَّ الَّذِينَ يَفْتَرُونَ عَلَى اللَّهِ الْكَذِبَ لَا يُفْلِحُونَ. Don't describe what your tongue says to be this is halal, this is haram. You're making a fatwa haram. Lying against Allah is the biggest of all lies. From those lies against Allah that you say to the Shaykh, I've seen a dream. I've seen myself with the Prophet. Musa alayhi salam is hugging me, and Prophet Muhammad sallam is kissing me, and I'm in Jannah, and you're saying lies. When the Prophet of Allah said, min afra al-fira, from the biggest of lies, and yuri aynayhi ma lam tara, to show his eyes to say, I've seen a vision, and you haven't seen. For verily, the one who lies in his dreams, كُلِّفَ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ أَنْ يَعْقِدَ بَيْنَ شَعِيرَتَيْنِ. He will be told to go and tie up between 2 barley seeds. And he will never be able to do so. To do that. Because when you lie against this dream, you're lying against the Prophet. How? Prophet of Allah said, he said, ذَهَبَتِ النُّبُوَّةِ وَلَمْ تَبْقَ إِلَى الْمُبَشِّرَاتِ. Prophet is finished by the Prophet ﷺ's death. And what is left? Al-Mubashirat, glad tidings. الرؤيا الصالحة يراها المؤمن. The believer sees his vision. MashaAllah, this is a vision. This is the رؤيا الصالحة. فإن الرؤيا الصالحة جزء من 46 جزءا من النبوة. It's one segment out of 46 segments. How? Prophet of Allah, he had his revelation within 23 years. From those 23 years, there's 6 months he received vision. Every time he sees it, then the following day comes as he had seen it. So 6 months, how many 6 months blocks into 23 years? 46. Multiply by 2. So this 6 months is one segment out of what? 46 segments of the prophethood. So he who lies in his dream is lying in one segment of the 46 segments of the prophethood. And that is why when they came to Imam Malik, can I ask you to interpret this dream? I don't know. Just anything. Interpret it. You are the Imam, Sheikh. He said, I'm going to be playing around with the prophethood. You're messing about with the prophethood. Just give you an interpretation. There's some people like to give interpretation. An interpretation online now. A line interpretation. MashaAllah. How much? £5. Regarding how many words it's going to give you. Money making machines. So coming back. From the lies also, which is very big lies against the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. أن ينسب الشيء إلى المصطفى وغير عالم بصحته. الإمام ابن حبان الصحيح, he made a chapter titled باب إيجاب النار لمن نسب الشيء إلى المصطفى صلى الله عليه وسلم وغير عالم بصحته. That the fire is the destiny of the person who attributes anything to the Prophet of Allah, yet he doesn't know whether it's correct or not, authentic or not. Did the Prophet of Allah say it or not? Hellfire is your destiny. And then he narrated the hadith of Abu Hurairah. من قال علي ما لم أقل فليتبوأ مقعده من النار. Prophet of Allah, he said, he who says something I haven't said, then let him prepare himself a seat in the hellfire. Whether you are deliberate or not deliberate, if you're not sure it belongs to the Prophet of Allah, don't say قال رسول الله. And then, coming to the last lie, the lie against the people. And especially the Yamin al-Ghamus, person who makes an oath, by Allah he has done it, by Allah he hasn't done it, and you're lying. This Yamin al-Ghamus, that misuka fi nar, it will dip you to the hellfire. The lies which are accepted, the lies of the Prophet ﷺ, he said, fil harb, worded based upon deception. No problem to lie in the harb. But deception doesn't mean cheating. What is treachery and what is deception? Deception is, for example, I'll tell you what is treachery, what is deception. Treachery is, for example, you see the enemy there, and you tell him, dismount. Come out of the car, come out of the tank, come out of the horse, dismount of the horse. That's it. I'm not going to touch you. So he believes you. He comes down, then you kill him. That's treachery, it's not allowed. Because you have given him the aman, the safety. Well, the deception is, which is the Prophet of Allah said, al-harbu khud'a or khid'a. What is deception here? Meaning, Ali ibn Abi Talib, he sees a man, mighty, big, coming to fight him. So Ali, he says, I didn't come here to fight two people. So the man, he thought there's another person come to help him. So he looked back. So Ali, he killed him. So that's deception, no problem. That's the difference between deception and between treachery. So that's the lie which is permissible. Second one, the lie to rectify between two Muslims who had a quarrel, dispute amongst them. So you come to rectify laysa al-kadhib, person who's not a liar, man yuslihu that al-bayn, the one who fixes between the two people. Mashallah. Third one, the lie from the husband to the wife to the husband, that is yastaslihu biha khatirah. That is to make sure that she is happy. She comes to the house, the food smells horrible. It smells nice. No problem, Michelle. That's good. Same thing with her as well. Her husband comes and he smokes cigarettes. It smells horrible. It smells nice. Because if you say it smells horrible, you're going to beat her up. So, but doesn't mean it's an open check for you. I'm going to give you a car following day and you don't believe her a car. It's a lie. You know, it's not a lie, but this is not permissible lie. Okay? Now coming to the second one. Adab al-amana. Al-amana, the trustworthy. This amana is everything to do with the deen. Al-amana, إِنَّا عَرَضْنَا الْأَمَانَةَ عَلَى السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَالْجِبَالِ فَأَبَيْنَ أَنْ يَحْمِلْنَا وَأَشْفَقْنَ مِنْهَا وَحَمَلَهَا الْإِنسَانُ إِنَّهُ كَانَ ظَلُومًا جَهُولًا. We have given the amana to all the earth, the mountains, and the heavens. They did not take it. They did not bear it. And who bore it? Human being. إِنَّهُ كَانَ ظَلُومًا جَهُولًا. ظَلُومًا, ظلm, shirk. He used to do wrong. He's a wrongdoer. Jahula, and he is an ignorant as well. So, this is the amana. Allah has given you. Your salah is amana. Your siyam is amana. Your zakah is amana. Your hajj is amana. So he who had prayed his prayer, fulfilled his amana. And he who had left his prayer, or part of his prayer, فَقَدْ خَانَ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ. He betrayed Allah and his messenger. The person who fasts in Ramadan, he did the amana. And the one who did not fast Ramadan, I've seen some of them when I parked my car there. Muslims on the dope, smoking, a'udhu billah. The whole atmosphere is filled up with this smoke, a'udhu billah. Brothers, Muslims, look, mashallah, yet it's not on the dope. I'm sure that they're on the dope, and they're on the dope on the following day as well. They don't fast. May Allah guide them to the deen, yeah. Allah, brothers, Muslim, I could see, because his passport doesn't say English, his passport is his skin. I could see from his skin. And as soon as they pop me, assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum assalam. So he says salam to me with that thing. May Allah guide him. Subhanallah. So he who does not fast, فَقَدْ خَانَ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ. He had betrayed Allah and His Messenger. He who does not pay the zakah, فَقَدْ خَانَ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ. He who did not obey Allah and His Messenger, فَقَدْ خَانَ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ. He who taken his house through the riba and mortgage, فَقَدْ خَانَ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ. This is the amana. Allah gave you the amana. Your deen is your amana. غُسْلُ الْجَنَابَةِ al-amana. Prophet of Allah was asked, what is the amana? He said, غُسْلُ الْجَنَابَةِ. When you have a sexual defilement, wet dream, or intercourse with a wife, you make the ghusl. This is amana upon you as well. غُسْلُ الْجَنَابَةِ, he said. Coming to the third one. Good neighbors. Good neighbors is very important. All our neighbors now, most of them are not Muslims. They have a right upon us, not just to be good to them, but also to be extra good for da'wah wise. Not to be good, to be extra good. And keep a closed eye. Sometimes you have to be as well tolerant. Those are your neighbors. So when you die, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, Ayyuma Muslim, any Muslim, whom 4 people testify for him, he's good, then he's in Jannah. Messenger of Allah, what about 3? He said, about 3. What about 2? About 2. We didn't ask him about the 1. 2 people. From your neighbors. 2 neighbors. So even if you're 2 neighbors, I said, mashallah is good. Alhamdulillah. If you did something good now before you die, and the neighbors remembered you that, mashallah, it was really good, then assalak Allah. May Allah assalakum. May Allah give you honey. Honey means what? To direct you to do good deeds before he dies, so the people around you would love you, and the people would remember you. This is man assalakum Allah. Man ahabbahu Allah faqad assalah. When Allah loves him, he will give him honey. Messenger of Allah, he will give him honey. Prophet Allah said, he will direct him, he will guide him, inspire him to do good deeds just before he dies, so that the people around him would be pleased with him. For verily, the harm of the neighbor would remove the hasanat just like the sun would remove the ice. Look at that. Harm of the neighbor. A neighbor whom you're going to ask, what do you think about your neighbor? He says, oh, he's a headache. I'm waiting for that day when he leaves. And if he's not going to leave, I'm going to leave myself. So he comes back, he finds your car parked in his driveway. Comes back, he finds the kids of yours scratching his car. Comes back, he finds you smoking next to his room, especially that dope of yours. It kills. Comes back, he finds you putting the TV with a music loud. This neighbor, how is he going to sleep? Even he's living in a palace. His palace is worth nothing because of your headache. And if you are a good neighbor, as soon as you come to the neighbor, you straight away, you welcome. First thing, just before you move to that neighborhood, you present yourself to the neighbor. First thing I said to my neighbor when I came in, I said to him, if you knock on my door 3 o'clock in the morning because you need a pinch of salt, I'm not going to call the police for you. I'm going to give you a bag of salt. He still until today speaks about that. My neighbor, he said, if I come 3 o'clock at his door and was asking for salt, he will give me a bag of salt. That's what we are, Muslims. We're not going to call the police for him. Brother, I'm a neighbor. So if somebody, you need something, you don't call a neighbor. Because he's the most closest to you geographically speaking. If anything happens to you, the neighbor. So your neighbor is the best. You need to look after him. Prophet of Allah said, Jibreel alayhi salam, he came to counsel me about neighbor. I thought it's going to be one of the inheritors. It's going to be along the father and the mother and the kids. He's going to get a share. Neighbor. Your neighbor is akhi. And this is how we spread the da'wah, inshallah. By this, I come to the talk. One of the brothers, when I came here, said, how long is your talk? We're going to be staying here up to the Fajr? The brother's here, maybe. I'm not going to say who it is. Actually, he left. So I'm not going to keep you the Fajr, inshallah. If you have any question regarding what we have heard, or regarding anything that you need to know, for verily, inshallah, we have a talk on Al-Khamis, bi-idhnillah, Thursday, regarding the i'tikaf. That day we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to keep us alive. Questions? Tafadhal.
You know, if someone was to miss fasts based on some sort of reason, like them being ill, you know, some people, what they do is they delay making up those fasts until winter or something like that.
Any person who had missed some days from Ramadan for legitimate reason, who has the intention now to go and postpone these days until the time gets short, so he could make his sahur at 6:30 in the morning, and he breaks his fast 10 to 3, 10 to 4 in the evening, just for the winter, we say to him, no problem, if you get a guarantee from the angel of death that you're going to live until that. You get a guarantee, alhamdulillah, do it. But if you have no guarantee, I don't know how you're going to live to that day. You have to have a written guarantee you could see, then I'll make fatwa. Nah. Fadal.
Is it permissible to reserve the first jacket or something?
Is it permissible to put a rucksack, jacket, whatever, from the first row to make sure that I'm keeping the first row? Well, if this person putting the rucksack in the morning or in the evening and going having kebab or whatever and then coming back, no, he's not. Remove his rucksack and sit in front of the rucksack and tell him that I said that. He's not allowed to have the rucksack there and go and have, yes, the rucksack and go to the toilet, make wudu and come back. But to stay there for hours, Mr. Rucksack is going to take my place? Allah al-Musta'an. This is not right. This is called confiscating. Confiscating the place. I know. But we say that to the brothers, you can't do that. Yes, you want to put it there, you want to see somebody, you want to go to the toilet 2-3 minutes, yes. But to go there and have shower, mashallah, and watch maybe TV and have calls and everything to come back, my place is there. No, brother, I'm going to take your place. I'm entitled for it. Now, Fadal. Yalla, talk to me.
Sheikh, this is a question from Germany.
Germany?
It is.
I can't speak German.
I'll translate. There's a Muslim that's travelled there and he's observed other Muslims who are fasting, but they're breaking their fast according to Saudi, not in Germany.
MashaAllah. So they're in Germany fasting and they're breaking their fast according to Saudi Arabia.
For the timing, they said someone's giving them fatwa, saying that
Somebody's giving him the fatwa. I don't know who's that person who's giving him the fatwa. But there are people who give you fatwa here as well. There's an organization called Quillam. I know, but I'm just taking the mic. Sheikh Quillam. Allah al-Musta'an is saying, one of them, which one do you fast? What? Which one is the fast? You fast a long fast or the short fast? I can't understand what you're talking about. Long fast and short fast? We have sunset, akhi. No. You could have a sunset in Saudi Arabia. You could choose another place if you want as well. Qatari. Why Saudi Arabia? Why Saudi Arabia? Allah al-Musta'an. In every country we have sunset and we have dawn. We fast according to the sunset and the dawn, regardless how long it is. If we don't have a sunset, like in the Antarctica, South Pole, or North Pole, no problem. We will estimate to the nearest country. Not to Saudi Arabia, to the nearest country. Nearest country which is called sunset. That's how it is. We estimate. As the Prophet was, we estimate. We have sunset and we just say we're going to have. So this is now at the moment, these people playing around with the religion. Alhamdulillah, their fatwa is not spread. They're just limited to some people who want to suit themselves. There are people who want to be led by women and to have a woman khatiba and all of that. Very limited, alhamdulillah. They have their own religion. And we say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may Allah guide them to the deen as well.
If somebody comes to the masjid just before Maghrib and prays his 2 rakat for Tahiyyat al-Masjid, but then the adhan goes off for the Maghrib Salah, should he stop his 2 rakat and break his fast, or should he carry on the 2 rakat and break his fast afterwards?
Person who is praying Tahiyyat al-Masjid and the adhan for the iftar went on the Maghrib should not break his prayer. He only breaks his prayer if there's an iqamah. And iqamah breaks off the prayer. Yes?
Is it permissible to dim the lights specifically for prayer?
Is it permissible to switch off the lights?
Dim it.
To dim the light while we're praying? Why? Because we want to dance Sufi dance? It's for the sake of the heat, no problem. They do it for the heat, I'm sure, here. It's not because they want to dance. I haven't seen a dance yet. So the heat, they want to dim the heat. So no problem. So don't be fussy about that, brothers. Okay, so they want to put the lights up down because they feel that it's a bit cooler. I think, I don't know. Well, they might by now start to invest into LED. LED there will be no heat. Inshallah, next year LED and no dimming of the light, please, because of the people taking the wrong idea.
Definitely because of the
Fine. Anybody else? And then last thing, I have to address this issue, which is regarding dua al-qunut, qunut al-witr. For verily, I don't really come here that often in Kimbatrina. This is the first night I have witnessed something which I am not happy with. And I would like to tell the brothers that this is not the dua that the Prophet ﷺ had said. For verily, number one, dua al-qunut is to start with Allahumma hdina fi man hadayt. That's number one. Number two, dua al-qunut, from the adab of the dua, is not to make it like the Quran, meaning ghunna, ikhfa, idgham, ikhfa shafawi, idgham bighayri ghunna. It's not a Quran. So it is not, for example, innaka taqdi. No, it's not. Innaka taqdi. Because you are not making Quran. Third, the dua is not to be made longer than the prayer itself. So my prayer in the last rak'ah, قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدْ زائد Fatiha, or Fatiha زائد قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدْ قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ. How long does it take? That Fatiha, قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدْ قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ, supposed to be as well the dua similar or less. Other people are already staying up night. I'm very tired in the qiyam. I'm going to make it in long dua. So some of the people going like this, up, like this, up, because they're tired. Or they've got a big karsh, mashallah, they could relax. He's holding his hands up on his karsh. Karsh means a belly. Support. That's not right. Thirdly, from the adab dua as well, samah Allah al-mashayikh. Even mashayikh in Saudi Arabia, the same thing in Mecca, most of them. It is not as what to do saj'a. The saj'a is not right. So you find the dua is just to be made up from words that end up the same. Stick to the dua of Prophet. Allahumma hdina fi man hadayt, wa afina fi man afayt, tawallana fi man tawallayt. Fourthly, don't add to the dua. Even the dua itself, Allahumma hdina fi man hadayt, wa afina fi man afayt, tawallana fi man tawallayt, wa barik lana fi ma atayt, wa qina sharra ma qadayt. Not وَقِنَا وَاصْرِفْ عَنَّا بِرَحْمَتِكَ شَرَّ مَا قَضَيْتَ. This is not from the dua of the Prophet. Why do we add words? إِذَا حَدَّثْتُكُمْ بِحَدِيثٍ فَلَا تَزِدُونَ. Stick to the dua of the Prophet. Prophet أُوتِيتُ جَوَامِعَ الْكَلِمِ. He said, I have been given the collective words. Words few in number, a lot of meanings. You add whatever you like, you add. You're not going to be reaching the Prophet's eloquence in the Arabic language. He's the most eloquent speaker of the Arabic. وَقِنَا شَرَّ مَا قَضَيْتَ إِنَّكَ تَقْضِي وَلَا يُقْضَى عَلَيْكَ. Not إِنَّكَ تَقْضِي بِالْحَقِّ وَلَا يُقْضَى عَلَيْكَ. Don't add. And then it was not complete as well. إِنَّهُ لَا يَعِزُّ مَنْ هَدَيْتَ وَلَا يَذِلُّ مَنْ وَلَيْتَ. So this is the addition. Don't cut it and then add something which is not from the Prophet ﷺ. Dua is very important. And finally, apart from what I've just said as well, this melody in the dua as well is not supposed to be there. And I say a number of times, who is that person who had sent me a clip of a dua in the haram, which was, mashallah, onto the sunnah? Somebody sent it to me, maybe Abu Maryam from Saudi Arabia, where there was no melody, and it was short. Allahumma hdina fi man hadayt. I think it was from the Medina, last year. Yes, and he was really impressed with it. Just dua. Allahumma hdina fi man hadayt, wa afina fi man afayt, wa tawallana fi man tawallayt. The dua is not you just say, Allahumma hdina. Ya akhi, wallahi, this is not adab. If you go to somebody, you want to ask him money, donation for them, and say, brother, give me some money. He will say, go, brother, you crazy. He's not going to accept you. This is not really asking Allah. This is not dua. This is not dua. Wallahi, this is not dua. Wallah. But the person needs to know that this is carried on. It's like something, a pattern. It becomes a phenomenon. and very hard to pull out. We have to really make sure we help our imams to do that. If the imam knows that we are upon the sunnah, he will come to the sunnah. But if the imam sometimes he thinks the people wants that, he wants that singing and he wants all of that, then he will go to the singing. But all of you together, when you say that, no, this is not the sunnah, imam inshallah will be with you with it. And remember, brothers, to apply the sunnah with the sunnah. Take it easy, don't fight you. I was at the back, you are not seeing what is happening in the back. I prayed out today, mashallah, tonight, the best prayer of Taraweeh, because I prayed it outside. AC from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. MashaAllah. Nothing. Very, very nice. Outside. Got a big speaker there. Happy. When I came here, I did not enjoy the prayer. It's not because of the heat. So I came at the back. Some of you pray here, some of the brothers like this at the back. There was kids playing. Somebody's kicking the foot of somebody. What's this? Somebody was praying next to me, he was looking at the back like that. What are you doing, brothers? Somebody kicked me from the back. The road is not really straight. I'm not comfortable. I'm not feeling that I'm in the ibadah. And no one is next to me. His foot is like a duck, like that. I mean, he's not really putting the foot with the feet properly. I'm really comfortable. So, ya akhi, barakallahu feekum. This is a deen, ibadah. You need to make sure that you learn it. You implement it according to the deen and the sunnah. And أسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يحيينا ليلة أخرى من ليالي رمضان, and to make us not to say أعتق رقابنا من النار. No, اللهم أجرنا من النار. Remember that. Oh Allah, save us from the hellfire. أعتق رقابنا. We are not slaves for the nar, for the hellfire. We say اللهم أجرنا من النار. اللهم أجرنا من النار. اللهم أجرنا من النار. وأسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن ينفعنا وإياكم بما قد سمعنا. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين.